The other day, I believe it was Sunday, I lost a subscriber here on YouTube. Oh, and it hurt me so bad. I was so devastated. I lost sleep that night, wondering how I was going to replace this one subscriber. It turns out I replaced him with over 100 new subscribers on Sunday, so I think I'm going to be just fine. Now, I value all of you guys, but if you're going to be an uninformed social justice warrior, I would rather you go somewhere else. Go watch someone who will lie to you every day. This particular guy, he took to the comments section to explain to me why he was unsubscribing, which I actually appreciated. I honestly did. I always welcome feedback, whether it's positive or negative. I make content that I think you guys want to watch, want to hear about. It's the reason I usually use the ideas that you send to me. I figure if you took the time to go out and find something, the least I can do is cover it and talk about it. When this dude told me why he was unsubscribing, I knew it was for the best. He was mad at me that I once again exposed Megan Rapinoe as a fraud. He looks at Megan Rapinoe as an icon, a trailblazer in the fight for gender equity. I look at Megan Rapinoe for what she truly is: a fraud, an opportunist. It's best that he does not follow this channel anymore because he is going to continue to be triggered. As long as Megan Rapinoe continues to lie, continues to push propaganda, I am going to continue calling her out. Megan Rapinoe is not a trailblazer for women. She's a problem for women. She is a cancer. She ruined women's soccer. She not only stained it with her purple hair or green hair, whatever fucking color she's going with this month. Hell, maybe we'll wake up tomorrow and Megan Rapinoe will be bald. Then she won't have to worry about her hair color anymore. But she not only stained women's soccer with her ridiculous hairstyle, she also stained the sport with social justice. You show me a social justice warrior, and I will show you a miserable human being. Happiness and social justice, they don't mix. For most people, they get their happiness, they get their identity from what they accomplish. Partially, anyway. I mean, we also get it from family, friends, but a large part of your happiness, your identity, is tied to achievement. Men are supposed to be providers. We're supposed to be achievers. We're supposed to be driven. Recently, one of my friends was out of work for about 8 months. I had him doing some miscellaneous projects for me around the house, mainly to help him out, but I also needed the shit done too. He was over here last week, and he told me that the last 8 months were some of the most depressing months of his life. It had nothing to do with money. It had everything to do with purpose or a lack of purpose. He didn't have one, didn't have a purpose for 8 months. Socialism, social justice, whatever the fuck. It steals your right to achieve. How? Because the so-called playing field is leveled. Everyone is equal. When everyone is equal, there is no incentive for you to be extraordinary. The woke don't want you to be different. They don't want you to be extraordinary. That will hurt the feelings of some useless piece of shit who doesn't want to do anything but sit on his couch and watch reruns of Desperate Housewives, dreaming that he may one day get a woman like Eva Longoria, then waking up and realizing he will always be a virgin. Social justice destroys everything it touches, and it destroyed the U.S. women's national team. Now, I'm not a big fan of soccer, but even I enjoyed watching these ladies when they were a cohesive unit. I can remember going to this sports bar downtown back in the summer of 2015, watching the Women's World Cup. We had a blast that summer. We watched every game, followed them all the way through to them winning the World Cup. Unfortunately, 2015 was the last joyous moment for women's soccer. Starting in 2016, Megan Rapinoe decides to become the female version of Colin Kaepernick. Over time, instead of the soccer on the field being at the forefront, social justice became front and center. Its star, Megan Rapinoe. It absolutely destroyed the locker room. It destroyed the culture. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Carli Lloyd and Hope Solo, two women who experienced the erosion of women's soccer. This clip is courtesy of Hope Solo's podcast, Hope Solo Speaks, on SiriusXM. Check it out.
thinking about the culture and, even within our squad. I mean, the culture has changed. Um, it was really tough and challenging to play these last several years. I mean, to be quite honest, I hated it. Wasn't fun going in. Um, and it was only for love of the game, really, for me. That is, I wanted to win and I wanted to help the team, but the culture within the team was the worst I'd ever seen it. So I'm hoping that the future is bright and some things change.
Yeah, that makes me really sad, Carly, but I understand it. I know when I got fired in 2016, I think it must have been every time I left for camp, Jeremy, my husband, uh, hated to see me sad. I didn't want to go to the culture of the camp. I didn't want to go to the social aspect of camp. I wanted to train my ass off. You know how much I love training. I wanted to work my butt off. I wanted to compete. I wanted to play games, but I didn't want to be around everybody and the culture of the team. And it was really difficult. I don't think people understand how difficult emotionally and mentally that is.
During the Summer Olympics last year, when the women's soccer team was struggling, I told you guys the blame falls on Megan Rapinoe. This is what happens when you inject politics into sports. It divides people. Hell, politics are meant to be divisive. It's designed that way. You heard Carli Lloyd say it. The last 7 years were tough and challenging. She was not talking about their opponents. She was talking about Megan Rapinoe. Now, they never come out and say that's who they're talking about, but that is who they're talking about. Megan Rapinoe didn't become the face of women's soccer until she became the face of gender equity and social justice. The brighter her star became in the world of activism, the further divided the locker room became. Well, KC, that's just due to jealousy. No, that's due to misery. Both Carli Lloyd and Hope Solo were fucking miserable. Put yourself in their position. You want to talk about someone being a trailblazer for women, an icon in women's soccer? It's not Megan Rapinoe. It's Carli Lloyd and Hope Solo. They were the household names, gold medals, winning World Cups. They were trying to build a brand. They were paving the way for the women of the future. Carli Lloyd, Hope Solo, they were doing right by the women that came before them. Women like Mia Hamm. Who could forget that picture of Mia Hamm? Remember the one I'm talking about? After they won the '99 World Cup, her on the field in her sports bra celebrating? That picture was circulating everywhere. Like I said, Carli Lloyd and Hope Solo were attempting to build the brand of women's soccer. Then along comes Megan Rapinoe, the purple dragon, opening her damn mouth and blowing fire on everything these women spent years building. That is what social justice warriors do. They destroy. These people don't know how to build anything. Name one thing a socialist has ever built. Go ahead. I'll wait. Now, I could sit here and name countless things that they've destroyed: countries, cities, cultures, businesses. Hell, just look at what LeBron James has done to the NBA. In terms of popularity, the NBA has always been viewed as number two. NFL 1, NBA 2. Look at them now. College basketball draws higher ratings than the NBA. The WWE, higher ratings than the NBA. But KC, the NBA is the most popular league on social media. Who fucking cares? You know what else is popular on social media? Star Trek and community circle jerks. Take a look. This is your average complainer on Twitter. This is who ESPN consults to make their decisions. Look at Stacey Abrams here. I get so confused when I see her. When she smiles, I don't know whether to smile back or kick a field goal. In case you didn't know, Stacey Abrams is the woman who ran for governor of Georgia, lost, and then ran around the country for years claiming that she was the governor of Georgia. These people live in an alternate universe. It's what happens when you spend all your time playing video games and living in a fantasy. The message is abundantly clear. The message has been clear for 18 months now to anyone who was willing to listen. America has rejected wokeism. Now we're actually starting to see some listen. CNN, they're trying to become more centered. That's what happens when your ratings drop 90%. Joe Biden tried last night to move further towards the center. So did the two women sitting behind him during the State of the Union. Now, I recognized one of them as Kamala Harris. Studying social justice warriors as long as I have, I know that confused, clueless look. Now, I believe the other woman sitting behind Joe Biden was Nancy Pelosi. It was either her or it was a mannequin. It's hard to tell because neither of their faces move. Nancy Pelosi has been unable to make a facial expression the last 10 years. Now, ESPN, they are refusing to listen to America. Matter of fact, judging by their announcement earlier this week, ESPN's actually doubling down on wokeism. I've been sitting on that story for a couple of days now. We might get into it tomorrow. But let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on Carli Lloyd and Hope Solo, confirming the toxic culture Megan Rapinoe brought to women's soccer. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_btl84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.